What is up, Clashers? Alright, Sand7 here, and this is the first chance I've had to do a comm in a couple days. Had family in town, and they just wouldn't go home. Now they've gone. And what we're looking at here, this is the Busky. Yeah, this is one of my guildies, Busky. I saw this defense. I was dead tired, but I saw it. He sent a pick in line, and I looked at it, and I was like, oh my god, it's fucking brilliant. So I went out and rebuilt my base right away. And turns out great. But next, I just want a quick shout out to King Kush, and he's running the guild High Times. You know, it's a really cool name, and told him I'd give him a shout out. I just like the idea of it. So if you're looking for a guild, High Times is a good one. All right, well, let's go ahead and get into the action. This is G. And, well, previously I had not been able to complete G, but this was my second attempt with first attempt with this defense, and what you're going to see here is hero synergy. That's right, all my heroes are going to work together. You can see that's a really bad spawn spot in this one on the first wave, but I'm going to be okay here because, well, first, on the left side, I've got Succubus tanking. All right, the key to this defense is you need a tank on each side. I would love to have the Atlanta Core, but unfortunately I don't. Succubus is not a bad option because she has that kind of mini range. Now, you'll see all this junk down on the bottom. You know, really what I'm trying to do here is slow the heroes down while all the other stuff goes up top. And that's actually really, really crucial on the H wave, because the H wave has omnicopters. You'll see that later because I've gotten past H2 and stuck on H3 now, and that's in this video as well as wave F. Where I'm going to be farming with this defense, and what you're just going to see is example after example of how the heroes work together. They are the last thing to die in that top corner, which is great. If the towers go down, that's fine. I'd still rather have my heroes than just the towers. You know, the heroes really are what this mode is all about, and I'm absolutely loving it. Now, while this is cleaning through, I'd like to talk about something, because I know a lot of you have had problems getting the word out that you're running a guild, and, you know, it's hard to recruit, especially with the crappy world chat system and the way you can advertise guilds on there. That's no good. Well, you know, I'm gonna try to help out as much as I can by basically advertising for you. Now, if you just basically purchase the gems for the letters, you know, I will put them on my base and they'll stay there for a week or 7 videos, whichever one comes first. You know, I usually do about 7 videos in a week, so either way you're going to get a ton of views from it. You're going to get a bunch of applications, and so basically contact me. You can PM me in-game, but that's not the greatest thing because I've had a really hard time keeping up with PMs in the game. All right, well, I'm going to get back to the gameplay now because this is a common thing that happens. What they do is they'll start at it, they'll run there, they won't go after the wall, but what it does is I'm gonna have Succubus tank every time on the left and my Paladin on the right tank every time. And you can see how they're going after the towers and they're not going after my heroes, which is perfect. It's gonna give Thunder God a chance to stay alive. You know how hard it is to keep Thunder God? Well, with this defensive setup, I keep him alive, generally, until I've lost one of my tanks. My tanks are gonna be the first one to die. And you can even see, they spawn up on the top. You'd figure I'd be dead, right? Well, I've got a level 18 guild hall that's gonna take the aggro first. Thunder God's gonna go off. My Paladin's gonna take the aggro next. Now, I believe I lose my Paladin here, but that's okay, he did his job. And if I actually had a 6-star Paladin and had his ability above 3 and 9, he'd probably be alive there too. Now they're going to spawn on the bottom again, and when they spawn on the bottom, it's just over. Now I've adjusted the setup a little bit, and you'll see it in the H wave, but what you're going to see is, well, Ninja's going to be the first one in, those towers are going to come on, and Succubus is going to step in, Ninja's going to be dead before he can do anything. Next, the troops, and then Thunder God, there he is, proccing on the heroes, slowing him. You notice how much HP that Dino has. Just nothing going down, but that's okay, because my heroes are just going to clean it up. Thunder God, really the MVP of this wave, and just proccing left and right. He's not even gonna die. It's gonna end it. I only lost one hero and got past G for the first time. Busky, dude, you're a friggin' genius. Love this setup, and look at that XP. Look at those shards. That was me taking a screenshot. I was like, oh yeah, baby. No, next, I believe I'm gonna go ahead and show the run in H. Oh no, actually, I'm gonna show you what I'm working with, guys. Well, here on the right side, I've got my Paladin tower. You know, if you have legendaries in all your towers, it is a pain in the ass keeping track. Well, who's where and what? Well, what I've done is Paladins on the outside. Got Ninja there. And I've got Champ over here. And the next one you're going to see is Pumpkin Duke Tower. That's right. So I know where my heroes are. It's easy to swap them in and out. Really makes a difference. Now I'm going to have all 3 at level 3 soon enough, and I'll show you where my heroes. That's my tank on the left where Succubus was. There's Thunder God. That is important. He has to be there, not where Spirit Mage is, because he's not ranged. Him and Spirit Mage will fight from the same spot, roughly, because she is ranged and he is not. Now, Paladin, of course, on the outside. And I use my Berserk Paladin. I don't use my Revitalized Paladin. They're both 5 of 5 talents, and I found that he just chains that Divine Shield, and it just works great. And with this Hibri monsters, I can level them both up because I really don't use them in raiding or dungeons all that often, so this mode is great for leveling them up. And I'm just going through my hero altar showing you what I'm working with. And, you know, there's that Druid 5/5 Revitalize, and I'm not sure if he was born with that or not. I don't remember rolling that talent. I was super lucky very, very early on with talents. I only rolled one talent after the talent roll changed where you got to keep the talent, and that was that Pumpkin Duke, and that was a 300 gem or 600 gem roll for that 5/5 sprint. Again, I said I'm lucky. Under 20 bucks for all heroes, and yeah, that's just awesome. Well, you can just see I've got a whole bunch of paladins. Another good one, Revitalize. And I'm Too Awesome had a good tip about that Revitalize. And what it does is it adds to might the higher level the talent is. And that's something I didn't know. Also, I forgot to mention this. I'm terrible about this sometimes, but hey, 25S, I appreciate the idea about, you know, advertising space on my base with letters for guilds. I want to get back to talking about that anyways, because, well, there is no real good way to advertise for guilds. You can do it in the forums, but how much traffic are you getting? I'm getting anywhere between 20 and 25,000 views a day on my channel, so that's a lot of traffic for a little bit, and, you know, helping out with these guilds. Now, I'll do the first 3 for just the cost of the letters, see how it goes there, and if there's just a ton of requests, I can't put them all up, so I might have to change the price or the time they're up. I don't know. We'll have to look at it. Now, here's Wave H. Now, you can see my building placement there is so the heroes are slowed down just a bit so my troops can start on those omnicopters, because those omnicopters are nuts. Watch how quickly they can take down a tower. Luckily, they split a little. If they stay together and no troops hit them, they will take down 3 of my towers, which is nuts. Now, they take down my central tower here, and I believe I get them before they can take out that second tower, which is key here because it's what's going to allow me to get past H2. Now, I believe if I get lucky, very lucky with this setup, I might be able to get past H3, but I don't know about getting any farther. I need hero levels, I need tower levels, I need hero base levels. And I really need to get Druid up to 7 stars, and he's almost there. I believe he's 116 right now, and on his way to 117, pretty good. So that's going to help a ton, because this mode really is all about heroes, guys. You really want high-level heroes, and, you know, having good talents with it really helps. Also, if I rolled an Atlanta core, I believe I'd have, you know, a much better chance. But you can see when they come in on this low side. Now, what this base does is it splits the heroes where they run down that line, and it's almost like an arena lane. And God knows I've got a decent arena team. I can play arena, so let them come down the line. That's what I want. You know, it's going to let me choose who they have aggro on first. And they're also going to be swinging away on the tower or that piece of wall. Now, here's H2, and I was looking at this like, okay, might be okay. You can see Ninja's going to dart to the middle. If somebody goes to the middle, they're dead. You can pound on that wall all day long. Now, the way I have that wall set out to the top left of where that hero or that troop base was to trap people in there and make them hit the wall when my towers hit them. Now from here, my succubus is going to engage first. This is where I really, really, really want AC to be there, but that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and get past this wave H2, and you're going to see you can see. That's what I was talking about with those Thopters. When they get inside, my towers are just gone. There's so many of them. It's so hard to get rid of them, and I'm going to have to figure something out for that because, I mean, obviously Magic Towers really, maybe just for this H wave, I don't know. You can see right there, that's not a good spawn for me, especially after I've lost everything. So I'm too low of a level to deal with these heroes when they spawn right there. Now, if I got a little luckier and they would have spawned at the bottom, I think I had a chance to get by this because, of course, the towers are going to go out first with those Thopters, but my heroes are going to get all revited up or already start proccing on the other guys coming up. Now, well, here's F1, and this is where I'm going to be farming, and what I'm basically showing with this is I don't need troops. You know, I've got a few there, but they don't do that much. All right, what happens when the heroes drop on the bottom? It's over. That means this wave is going to be a piece of cake. The only way it's going to screw me is if a troop of theirs gets stuck down on one of my vaults or whatnot. Now, that's why I've kind of switched my setup now to the one you saw for the H wave, and I'm going to be playing with it a bit. But, you know, it's all going to be based on this setup on the top that when I saw from Busky, I was like, oh, my God, that's friggin' perfect. And what it's going to do, you know, it's getting those heroes involved, and it's protecting them. They will be the last ones left, and that is what you want. Now, you can see there, they're, playing with the stuff on the bottom, which, oh, well, let's do it. Go ahead. Once they start coming up top, they're going to start running around. When they start running around, they start dying. because those towers are just taking them out. Ninja goes first. Now, when the towers get focused on a paladin, that's not so good for me. And you can see they're going to be coming down with the paladin first, but they're going to lose their druid. You see how far their druid has to walk? Then succubus is next. And please, one paladin, I don't care what level he is. If he's running into my berserk paladin with all 5 of my heroes, I'm not losing anybody. Troops, let them come around. Easy in F1. And from there, we're going to have F2. And I believe this one, let's see where they come in. And they come in on the bottom. And it's surprisingly, this defense works surprisingly well when they drop right on top of you, right in the top. I was surprised when I saw that, but it's the hero placement, it's the guild hall, it's the relic hall, which I want to level both those up, but not just yet. I think the hero bases are more important. I'm going to have all towers at level 9, and then those hero bases are going up because I'm working with 3 level 13s and 2 level 15s. I want all level 18s. It's going to take a while, but it's definitely worth the 2% stat increase, for each level up. So that is really going to help me, and I think, right now, if I had those level 9 towers, if I had those hero bases up around 16, 17, maybe 18, I might be on the leaderboards, finishing H3, maybe H4, maybe that's a little wishful, I don't know, haven't gotten that far yet, but, that's the goal here with the Hero Bee Monsters as of late, was to get past H2. Now that I'm past H2, I'm going to go back to farming because I haven't gotten any shards minus the shard drops you see in these videos because I've been trying H over and over and over again to see how far I could get. And I know now that unless I get really lucky, I'm stuck on H2. So I'm going to move back to farming until my base is set up and it's ready to go on to the next challenge. And that's what I would advise, guys. I would advise you to go ahead and, see how far you can get. And if you're right on the cusp of something, yeah, flip a few things around, get there, get to the next one. But if you're not, if you see you need some big improvements, wait it out and farm something you're going to get the shards and the experience from every time. Because if you didn't pay attention, it was 150,000 experience points for H, which is great, but I can't do that every time. Now, you see in this F, I get a really, really bad drop on experience, but, when 26,000 is a really bad drop, I'm kind of fine with that because I think this right here, there's 12,000 now. It's all about getting that experience drop on the final wave. That's where you get the big one. You're going to get the shards regardless by finishing it. And this is when they're coming down this line, I love this because this is like a pure arena, lane that they're coming down, except for the fact that they're running into towers first. And there's that dino on F5. But with this setup, and I'm intact in the middle, it's going to be a cakewalk. So if Thunder God's going to proc, I'm going to lose him, but that's okay. I've still got Succubus there tanking. And from there, my Spirit Mage and Druid towers is just going to take care of it. No problems. And this is where I'm farming from now on, is F instead of E. And that's all thanks to the defense. And it's the Busky defense, guys. Yes. All right. Well, that is it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Until the next one, Sam7 out.